What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 113, and we start today's episode off with a game against Manchester City here. Of course, we've just entered January, which means the transfer market is now open, which means that some of our players may be receiving bids, and with the way the season has gone, with us currently sitting top of the table and still undefeated, there's a strong chance that quite a few of our players will be under some transfer speculation. But as you can see, 20 games in, 18 games remaining. We have a 13-point gap over Hull City in second, 14 over Chelsea, and I'm not sure what the gap is over City, but they are in fourth place. So Manchester City, I don't really know why in career mode, but they always seem to underperform. Maybe that's just me, but it always seems like they never really do too well. It's only like one season out of 5 where they'll begin to challenge for a title or something. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just my career modes, but still, as we took them on here, they do of course have a very strong side, so I know it'll be a difficult game regardless. And the first chance would fall in the 4th minute here as City did come forward themselves, with Emenike getting on the ball and finding Jesus Navas. The Spaniard with the rapid pace finds Yaya Toure. Toure then finds the ball inside towards Emenike and he shoots, but the former City goalkeeper Joe Hart turns the ball behind for a corner. So good save early on there by the former City goalkeeper, and it is still scoreless. But in the 17th minute here, Andre Carrillo's on the ball doing some skill, taking on Gael Clichy, the former Arsenal left back. Can't get near Carrillo as he gets round him with ease. Well, I say ease, it took a long time to put him on the floor, but eventually I got round him. I crossed the ball in, it was headed up in the air, and Rufia makes a real meal of this. And had Henderson been on been on his feet there, he would have just tucked the ball into the open goal. Instead, unfortunately, it was cleared away. So still 0-0, but in the 23rd minute, Henderson does find Niang down this left-hand side. He takes on Rakik, beats him with a little Berber spin, then a roulette, but the finish is really poor, and Rufia makes a simple save. And again, that's the frustration of Niang. He's got such amazing dribbling. He was always getting himself inside, but there's so often he'll mess up a really good chance. It's usually my fault, but even so. In the 32nd minute, he's through again here down the left-hand side, and this time I don't mess up the finish. A simple little ball roll to get myself past the last defender, and a nice little finesse shot into the corner. That makes it 1-0, and we are in front in this game just past the half an hour mark. He did miss a golden opportunity a few minutes ago, and again, it's one of those things with Niang, because his finishing is not what you'd associate with a striker that scores 20 plus goals a year. You forget that you actually have to be quite accurate with the guy. Like, you can't just smash the ball into the near post and just expect him to score. You can't just finesse the ball really lightly and just always expect it to hit the back of the net. You've got to be a lot more accurate with a striker who doesn't have the best of finishing, but still, he does get the goal there. Nice little ball roll and a good finish too. That's his 17th goal in the Premier League already this season. He's on course for a 30 plus goal season if he can continue with this ratio. So he makes it 1-0, and in the 42nd minute, Lacazette's on the ball. Lovely roulette there, gets himself inside, but Ruffier makes the save and City clears. So many times in the first half Ruffier was called into making a save, but it was just still 1-0. And in the 31st minute, City could have equalised here with Jesus Navas on the ball. He shoots, but it goes agonisingly wide and behind for a goal kick. What a chance there, and the shot was so unfortunate for him. I thought it was going to hit the back of the net, but instead it did go wide. And in the 37th minute, Lacazette's onto the ball and he finds Andy Carroll, who just came off the bench. The big man holds the ball up and finds Lacazette. The French forward plays it backwards towards Andy Carroll. The goalkeeper thinks about coming, hesitates, makes the wrong call because Carroll gets past Vincent Kompany way too easily, but Ruffier makes up for it with another good save. He was in very good form in this game, and it was still 1-0. And the last chance would fall in stoppage time here to Manchester City as they come forward. Joe Hart makes the save, and Savanier mops up and gets the ball away, and it was how the game would finish. So a 1-0 victory against City, and I've just lost track of how many 1-0 victories we've had this year. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, it's not really the most exciting, is it? Always, say always, a lot of the time winning games by just one goal. But what I really like about it is just it shows you how much better we are defensively. Like, we're so much more solid now. We don't concede too many goals, and it just feels really good to scrape out those wins. It really does. Of course, I like to win 3, 4, 5-0 week in, week out, but when you have to really rely on your defence, it's great knowing that nowadays we don't slip up. We don't concede stupid 9-minute goals anymore. I say that, touch wood. Hopefully it won't happen during the season in any big games, but even so, we got the win. Very pleased with that, and it was a good performance. We should have scored more goals, let's be honest, but still we got the 3 points, and that's the most important thing. We then saw that Leandro Madeira has accepted his contract. Our young Brazilian playmaker who comes out from the academy. His potential is pretty decent, and his overall is only 64, unfortunately, so he won't play in too many games, which is a real shame. I did actually have him on the bench for this game against Brentford in the FA Cup third round as the Championship side coming to take us on here, and he would actually come off the bench as well at half time, but he looks okay. 4-star skills and weak foot is always nice for a youth player, because skills and weak foot always seem to be really random. For me, it always seems like one's really high and the other's really low for some strange reason, like Billy Rao, for example, 1-star weak foot, 4-star skills. But even so, he comes out of the academy. He probably won't play too many games. He might play like 1 or 2 games for us. We'll try and send him out on loan, but it's just one of those things. But still, we do take on Brentford for the second game of today's episode here as the Championship side do come to take us on to Hawthorns in the FA Cup third round. And as you saw by my team, 11 changes as per usual. It's just not really my prerogative. The Champions League is just, as we're into the knockout stages now, that is my main focus, because I'm not going to jinx it, but the league looks as though it's good as one already. So the FA Cup's not too much of a focus, but I do want to go far in it. We haven't really done well over the past couple of years, and as Andy Carroll opens the scoring here in the 15th minute to get another goal to his ever-growing collection here at West Bromwich Albion, 1-0 up, and we already felt as though the tie was ours, because we couldn't really see Brentford doing much. And that's no disrespect to them at all. I think they're a very decent side in the Championship, but even so, as soon as Carroll got the goal there, it's like, I don't know why, but whenever I get the first goal in a cup tie against a lower league opposition, I always feel like that's it now. I've got them, I've got them exactly where I want them, and Andy Carroll almost made it 2-0 there in the 29th minute. His header well saved by the goalkeeper and turned behind for a corner. And for that resulting corner, Aaron Creswell crosses the ball in, Vestergaard wins the header, and the Giants centre-back puts it over. So, still 1-0, but I always feel like I've got them by the scruff of their neck, and that's exactly what's happening in this game. It's like, if you take the foot off the gas, then maybe the opposition will get themselves a few more chances and maybe get themselves a goal. But if you just keep on pressing where it hurts, you'll probably score a few more goals to add to the one you just scored. And in the 32nd minute, Carl Jenkinson, our right back, goes down the right-hand side, takes on Bidwell, beats him for strength. The number 3 can't keep up. He crosses the ball in, Carroll wins the header, and he hits the bar, and it's cleared away. So Brentford must have been relieved to know they were still only 1 goal behind, because we really were putting them under immense pressure. And in the 45th minute, Yannick Vestergaard, the Giant, with a big header away. Absolutely love Vestergaard. Berahino's on the ball, turns to the last man, Tarkowski, down the left-hand side, stops the ball, gets himself inside, simple finesse shot into the far corner. Saido Berahino is going to finish those chances all day long. So West Bromwich Albion 2, Brentford 0. The skipper for the day makes it 2-0, and again, like I said, we put the foot on the gas, we didn't relieve the pressure, and that's why the game looked as good as done as we went into the half-time break. So 2-0, fans celebrating. Good to see Berahino get another goal as well. It's a shame I don't get to use him as much as I would like to, and it's a shame that his potential hasn't actually developed as much as I would have hoped over the past year and a half, but he's still an awesome player, and I really do like to have him as a backup striker, and I'm so relieved he did sign a new contract with us a few months ago to make sure he'll stay for another couple of years. So 2-0 to us. And in the second half here, 15 minutes after the restart, well, I'm guilty of doing exactly what I said you shouldn't do in these situations, and that is taking your foot off the gas. For the first quarter of an hour, I didn't really do anything in this game. I basically just passed the ball around, retained possession, preserved stamina, and it come back to haunt us, because instead it gave Brentford a way to get themselves back into the game, knowing they weren't going to be under constant pressure with us launching balls into their box. And I've got to be honest, I don't really know where Creswell's going, my left back there. I'm pretty sure that was an AI run. He left the number 10 completely exposed there, but it's probably my fault. But even so, it is 2-1. Brentford are back in the game, but 10-12 minutes later, I basically just said, okay, I was stupid giving them a simple goal. I'm going to go back to what I was normally doing, putting my foot as far on the gas as possible, putting my fingers next to the trigger and saying, well, when I get a chance to shoot, I'm going to shoot. And that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly why we got the third goal. So Wilfried Zaha makes it 3-1 to West Bromwich Albion, and the tie is now put beyond reasonable doubt again. It's a lovely finish by Zaha. It's his second goal for the club. He gets the ball on the edge of the area, and I just thought, I'm going to try and curl that into the far corner there, see what I can do, and it's a very nice finish. Maybe the goalkeeper will be a bit disappointed he didn't get gloves to it, but it's still a very nice goal regardless. So 3-1, and the game is surely over again. But again, in the 87th minute, after the goal by Zaha, I didn't keep on attacking, I just passed the ball around, and that's why I could have no complaints when Alan Judge went forward here and had the simplest of finishes past Kim Seung-gil at the near post. And it's terrible positioning, it's just terrible. It's a lack of concentration again. This game does not sum up what we just saw against City. This game does not sum up how our season's been. It was just really poor in terms of concentration and getting the tactics, wrong. It really does. And even though we won the game by 3-2, and don't get me wrong, I was pleased with it. I was glad we got the 3 points. It's still disappointing knowing that we did what we said we weren't going to do, and it's my fault. I hold my hands up, and it's one of those bizarre situations where you win a game yet you still aren't satisfied with it. But regardless of 3-2 victory, we are through to the FA Cup 4th round. It is the most important thing at the end of the day, and there you go. Following that, James North, our academy player, is going to go to Bayern Munich on a season-long loan. Not too sure he's going to get too much game time there, but fair enough. And if you guys needed any more proof that this season is going absolutely perfectly, nothing can go wrong, and we are just feeling like managerial gods right now, well, this just sums everything up. Oh, it's finally happened. Yes, for the first time, England have come to us and said, will you manage our nation? The FA have said, please save English football. And we said yes. So finally, after all of these seasons in career mode, I have been given the England job. And I am absolutely delighted. We also saw that a transfer came for Kim Seung-gyu, but as a backup goalkeeper, he does the job. So we say to Hellas Verona, give us £3 million or don't take him. Because I like him as a backup goalkeeper. He's quite a safe pair of hands, to be honest. Even though he did just concede 2 goals against Brentford in the last game. But yeah, it's finally happened. I can't believe it, man. Seriously, like every single thing in this season is going perfectly. I don't want to jinx anything, but it is just been incredible. And it's wrapped off with England coming to us and saying, please save English football. And we just could not turn it down. So I'm absolutely delighted, and it feels so good. Because if you're a long-term sub, you felt my pain, you felt it with me, and finally it is over. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.